I'm buying $20,000 worth of this one stock, and this is going to be on the ticker GOOX. That's right, my friends, ticker GOOX. Now, today's video is going to have three main segments: the why, the what, the where. The why, we're going to be doing a calibrate breakdown. The what, we're going to do some stock analysis. The where, I'm going to tell you guys where to get in and where to get out. So, without further ado, if this is the type of content you guys like, hit that thumbs up button, and now let's get to work. So, when it comes to GOOX, what the hell is GOOX? Well, GOOX is simply Google's leveraged ETF. That's right, my friends. It is leveraged ETF times two. Now, what the hell even is a leveraged ETF? Well, the way a leveraged ETF works is that a leveraged ETF moves the same direction as its underlying asset, but it does so with a 2x price volatility. So let me give you an example. So GOOX is pretty much Google, but times two. So look, so for example, Google was up about, how much is what? It was down about, what are we doing here over here? It was down about 1%, okay, 1.04%. We go back to GOOX, if it allows us to go back to GOOX. Okay, we have to do it like this. We go back to GOOX. GOOX was down about 2%, right? So it follows the exact same protocol, but just times two, right? Just times two. Now, this is amazing because it allows us to tap into the volatility that we seek as traders without having to, go ahead and risk our money in super duper, trashy penny stocks and trashy small cap companies that, are not really that good when it comes to their potential upside. Maybe they're not already profitable. Maybe they're not a household name, whatever it may be about them. Okay. So this allows us to actually go ahead and have the volatility which we seek with the stability of the underlying asset, which is a multi-trillion-dollar company being Google. Okay. Now, what do I like about Google? Let's talk about Google. So really, I'm going ahead and buying Google, except I'm buying it in a leverage ETF way, which tracks Google, but wherever direction Google goes, it goes the same direction times two, okay? So what do I like about Google so much? Well, what I like about Google so much is that Google, if you guys don't know, you guys already probably know this, I am massive in the freaking AI space, okay? I believe that AI's takeover is going to be way bigger than the internet ever was. I think that we've gotten to a point where as humans, we are so much more adaptable to technology. I think we're at a point where AI has already become such a big part of our lives where people are even negligent of how truly it's changed everything, right? The fact that, I don't know about you guys, but personally, I use AI all the freaking time. I talk to ChatGPT all the time, which is funny because ChatGPT is a direct competitor to Google's AI software, which is going to be none other than Gemini, right? So Gemini is what we're going to be talking about. Gemini's growth is what we're going to be talking about. And I'll tell you guys this, this dip over here, when Google dipped massively in April, I think that, it was one of those times where it kind of made sense why it dipped even back in 2022ish. It kind of made sense why it dipped so much because it was kind of like, okay, well, you know what, man, we're gonna get to a phase where ChatGPT is gonna take over the engine, the search engine, and everything like that, and the AI is gonna be the next Google, and Google's done, and Google's dead, and that narrative was really really strong. And it was one of the things that I was also kind of scared of, right? Now, again, I wasn't sure enough about it because I didn't want to come here and say short Google because, again, you never really want to short these tickers, right? But at the same time, it was one of those narratives which it made sense, right? From a common sense point, it made sense. And no one really anticipated. I guess as consumers, we also didn't really understand that, yo, you know what, man? Once technology becomes achievable, multi-trillion-dollar companies can build their own AI, right? Like I thought that AI was something, and again, listen, okay, it was the early days of AI. I was fucking dumb. I thought that AI was something that ChatGPT had patented or some shit like that, right? I didn't know there was gonna be Grok AI. I didn't know there was gonna be or XAI. I didn't know there was gonna be Gemini. I didn't know there was gonna be freaking what's the other one? I forgot the name of the other one, which is super big. Someone maybe commented down below. Perplexity, right? I didn't know there was going to be all these different platforms, right? I thought, dude, holy shit, ChatGPT, there you go. That's AI. Okay, there you go. That's AI. They made AI. AI is a thing. ChatGPT is a company that made AI. Like how search engines were a thing and Google's like search engine, right? So I thought that it was going to stay the same. I didn't anticipate Google to come out and be such a strong competitor in this space, right? Now, going back to what I was saying, right? I think that AI is going to be absolutely, it's gonna absolutely take over more than we've ever seen the AI. Some people want to say, "Are we in an AI bubble?" I think that we're in an AI bubble. I do believe that we are potentially in an AI bubble, but I do think that the bubble is going to get a lot bigger before it pops. Okay, and remember, right? A lot of people want to go ahead and say, oh, Nvidia is doing this and Nvidia is doing that and Nvidia is doing this, but this still doesn't really take away from how much more efficient everything has become in our economy because of AI. Right? It really does not. And some people want to talk about, oh, Sam, we're losing jobs. Well, the people are losing their jobs. How could this possibly be good? And this is an example I always give people, right? I say, let's say $1 billion company, okay? Let's say $1 billion company lays off 500 people and replaces them with AI, okay? That's 500 jobs lost, okay? In the economy, that's 500 jobs lost. However, that company, multi-billion-dollar company, is now 50% more efficient because AI costs less, works 24/7, and does whatever you tell it. It never calls in sick. It never, makes bad jokes, so they get taken to the fucking HR, right? I mean, you gotta think about it, right? So what is better for the stock market? A multi-billion-dollar company increasing their top line revenue by 50% due to efficiency, or 500 folks losing their job? And I'm not asking you based off of a morality perspective of, oh, well, you don't care about people losing their jobs. Of course I care about people losing their jobs. Okay? Come on, I'm a YouTuber. All right? AI is eventually going to replace me too. All right? So you got to understand that it's one of those things where at the end of the day, right, you got to kind of think of it from a, grounded, logical perspective rather than from a, oh my god, it's all over and it's all going to be the end of the world, right? And that's really what it is. If things are still running just as smoothly but companies get to cut costs, then guess what? That's efficiency, right? That's efficiency, right? Now, with that said, okay, let's talk about Gemini's numbers. So when it comes to Gemini's numbers, I like this Wall Street Journal article a lot. So it goes ahead and it pretty much goes over the numbers based off of what's going on regarding ChatGPT and what do you call it? ChatGPT and Google's Gemini. So it says. A survey TD Crown found that 26% of respondents used Google Gemini during the month of October compared to 35% who used ChatGPT. So ChatGPT still does have the upper hand when it comes to AI users. But Gemini's usage rose by 2 percentage points from July, while ChatGPT slipped by a point in the same time according to the survey. So as you can see, right there, people are becoming a little bit more aware of different platforms and they're being a little bit more aware of which platforms to go ahead and use. Now, this is what's beautiful about this, right? This is what's beautiful about this is that when you go over here, right, and you take a look at, and this is why I'm so freaking bullish on AI, right? And I can't wait until, OpenAI. I think that what's going to make everything go crazy, right? I think that what's going to add it's going to cause the S&P 500 to go nuts is going to be when OpenAI finally becomes a publicly traded company, okay? I think that the evaluations that OpenAI is going to become a publicly traded company is going to raise Nvidia, is going to raise the whole freaking AI space, because it's going to have the shock factor of, wow, what the hell just happened? Like, what just happened? So you got to realize, right? If 35% of people are using ChatGPT and 26% of people are using Google's Gemini, now this is where things get interesting, right? Is that, look, let's search some stuff up in Gemini. How many years are in a lunar year cycle? So when you do this, okay, right now it didn't show it, but for me, when I search it up on my phone, okay, it does give me a Gemini. Let's go over here. Let's go explain to me how dilution works. Interesting. So still no, but sometimes, I don't know if you guys have seen it, when you search on Google, you will get a pop-up from Google's Gemini. And Gemini goes in and says, da 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 da. So I'm curious if Google is actually using that data as the usage of Gemini, or they're just going who has the Gemini app and who's using the Gemini app, right? So I think this is something that's really interesting. But regardless, one of the things that I really like about Google is that it's been going absolutely bonkers while the stock market has been getting crushed, right? And if we go over here, right, we take a look at a comparison based off of the prices. So it says Google, especially in a brutal month for tech stocks, especially those closely associated with artificial intelligence, The internet search giant has solidly buckled the trend. Parent company Alphabet Google stock jumped around 16% since the Nasdaq peak on October 20 during the run that began in early September when the company won a court ruling that effectively ended worries about a government-imposed breakup. Meanwhile, Microsoft, Oracle, Nvidia, Meta platforms have seen double-digit declines since Nasdaq highs. Microsoft's 13% drop has actually put its market capitalization below that of Alphabet's for the first time since mid-2018, according to FactSet data, right? So this is really interesting, right? This is really interesting. And this is what I'm telling you guys why I like this ticker, because it's performing so strong when AI is quiet, right? And I like buying stocks when we're not at peak euphoria for that sector. And I've been like a broken record about this with you guys, right? Where I say, listen, when there's euphoria in the streets, mind your own business, right? When everything's going crazy because, oh my God, AI is the future, oh my God, AI is the future, AI. Maybe take it a little slow, because just know cycles come and go. When the weed sector is hot, oh my God, there's this bill that's about to be passed for weed and legalization, oh my God. Maybe be careful, maybe take a step back, right? When there's war going on, maybe, right? The war sector, the defense sector, oh my God, there's war stocks, buy war stocks, buy guns. Maybe take a step back. However, observe these cycles and understand, hey, you know what? What comes around goes around. So I'm telling you right now, we will see another AI boom in the markets. And when you have a ticker like Google that is performing so well, when the euphoria is not even here, guess what they're going to do when the euphoria comes around? Perform even better, okay? Hence, well, I'm putting my money where my mouth is, and I'm buying a shit ton of GOOX. All right, now, if you guys want to know exactly at what levels I'm getting in, exactly what levels I'm getting out, check out our private community. Our private community right now is on the biggest sale it will ever be. Prices will never be cheaper than this. Right now, we're allowing the next 10 members that join for a 50% lifetime access. Give it a shot. The link is in the comment section, description. Now listen, I know you're skeptical. You should be skeptical. That's good, but listen to what I have to say, okay? It's important, all right? It's good to be skeptical because there's a lot of sketchy shit going on in this industry. But we're the only community that gives you access to day trade alerts, swing alerts, option alerts, lessons, one-on-one access. And this is what our alerts look like. We give it a ticker, we give it an entry, we give it an exit, we give it a stop loss. We also tell you how many shares to go ahead and buy in your portfolio. So let's say we always use a 10K account sizing, okay? So let's say that you have a 50K account, you go out and you buy 5 times the amount. Let's say you have a 30K account, you buy 3 times the amount. And we're the only community, literally the only community that offers a 2 weeks free trial and a 30 days money back guarantee. You heard that right. 2 weeks free trial, 14 days free, 30 days money back guarantee. Now, you've probably heard 14 days free trial before, but no one's giving you a 30 days money back guarantee. Do you know why they're not giving you a 30 days money back guarantee? Because they want you to join. They want you to forget that you signed up. They want your card to get charged. And then, guess what? They're like, ha, gotcha, took your money. That's not how we operate. We want you to join. We want you to make money. Then we want you to stick around if you are willing to stick around, right? Literally, this is about a couple of days ago, Tuesday. Jim Big Goose says 5 days into the 14-day free trial, and the Discord cost is already paid for. I've only been trading the swing alerts, or else it would have been a lot more if I had the time to day trade. Thanks, Sam, and the amazing team we put together. Been in a server a few weeks. Been in a few servers in my life. I can't even read. The rest don't even fucking compare. Not just the trade quality, but the mentors actually care about you making money. Stop slacking and try the free trial. I appreciate you, my man. Look at this. These are his trades. Beautiful, beautiful. This is literally yesterday. My man brought in 2.4K from our trades. Again, yesterday I made 53% profit on an option trade today, and even more extended positions as well. On one trade as well, make up for the fee paid for taking the classes. It all worth it. Thanks so much to Sam and AG for providing me with such an opportunity. Beautiful. Now this today, Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving. Thanks AG, happy Thanksgiving everyone. Made my first profit in options trading, joining AG. Webull Canada still does not allow P&L options in their app. I'm posting my journal entries here. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. This is what we're talking about. We've been crushing it, man. Day in, day freaking out, right? I joined after getting a branded Moon Market Discord from a pumper number about 5 months ago. Easily best decision I ever made. Keep working hard, Sam. 70% year to date. And mind you, the markets are like down now, so he was probably up a lot more before then. Lily, didn't kill yourself. This community changed my life. The few thousand I made here this month did not. But getting out of my losing streak, I more felt like a damn gambling habit did. Like Sam says, trade the best, leave the rest. And that's exactly what this community... I'm not gonna read all these, but you guys can pause it and read it. I trust you guys can. You guys got eyes and you guys can read. But $4,000 in 5 days. Anyways, 2 weeks free trial, 30 days money back guarantee. Next time members, 50% discount. Take action, locking those good prices. We already have over 400 plus members coming back month after month, paying full price. Right now, you get a chance to join for half off. Try it out, see if you make money. If you make money, come back. If you don't make money, pack your bags and leave, and don't look back. That's it. Anyways, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching. Your boy Sam from Pop Academy.